can you expect at the Spartan Trifecta World Championships in Greece? Well, first of all, the races are over 3 days compared to 2 days. So you race from the Friday, then Saturday, and then Sunday. The race on the Friday is going to be, the start times are from noon to I believe 3 p.m. Greek time, which is 7 hours ahead of our time here, which is a huge time difference. And it is way hotter. The race was the first week of November, so from November 1st to November 3rd. Our temperatures here in Canada, my last training run, I ran in -5 degrees, went to Sparta, I was running in 29 degrees in the sun. Some differences between Canadian Spartan races and the Greek Spartan race. Well, in the Canadian Spartan races, you spend the majority of your time running in the bush. There's tree cover, there's shade, you're going up and down mountains, various terrain. The race in Greece, completely different. There is absolutely no shade. They don't have big trees. They have olive trees. And just note to self, don't think you can run through those and that the branches will move for you. They've got very skinny branches, extremely strong. They will scratch your body to shreds. I made that mistake only once on day one and then repeat it because your body's entirely scratched. So that's one of the differences. The heat, you need to climatize for the heat. I have no idea how to do it here. Maybe saunas, maybe running on the treadmill with cold winter gear on, but the heat is completely different. It is not humid in Greece whatsoever. It's extremely dry, especially this year they were in a drought. So the ambient air humidity is non-existent. I can run a beast, which is 21 kilometers here in Canada without bringing any hydration with me. My first day in Greece, our race started at 12. My heat was at 12:30 actually. And I'm like, I don't need water. It's a 7K run. It's a little longer than home, but 7K, I can definitely do it without any hydration with me. That was a huge mistake. I would say 300-400 meters in, I was already super parched. So I would have needed water. Another thing that's different to keep in mind, and they do warn you ahead of time, is if you don't bring your own hydration, they do not have plastic cups at the watering stations. So you need to bring a recyclable cup with you and make sure that you can refill on your own, then shove it in a pocket somewhere and keep on running. Another big difference in Greece, you do the opposite. So in Canada, you run the beast on the Saturday, then the sprint and the super on the Sunday. In Greece, they run the sprint on day one, which the 5K for them is a 7K. Then on day two, you run the 10K, which I believe was 13 Ks. And then on the final day, which is your beast, which is supposed to be 21K, was ultimately, it was 21 kilometers and in 27 kilometers. And I only had one penalty loop on that race course. So the venue itself, the terrain is relatively flat. So you can expect not going up very high mountains. European racers are not accustomed to going up hills because every time we would go up, I would say a very low incline compared to the Spartan races in Canada, I was passing tons of racers who appeared to be struggling. However, where my challenge is you have kind of little gullies everywhere. So as you're running, it's relatively flat, but then there's like a deep ditch. It drops you down maybe 8-10 feet and immediately you're going back on the other end. It's like almost a ditch. So you're constantly going up and down these little ditches, which kind of ruins your pacing strategy because you're always kind of trying to reaccumulate your speed afterwards. Besides that, terrain itself, very dry. Something to keep in mind is if you have racers ahead of you and you're running at a good pace, they're gonna kick up dust. You're gonna inhale that dust through your nose and your mouth as you're breathing, and that just intensifies a desire to want to drink. So if I had to do it again, definitely for the World Championships in Greece, I would wear a hydration pack, even for the 5/7 kilometer sprint to be successful at the race.